Welcome to a presentation from Parkdale Library. My name is Ms. Johnson, the School Library Media Specialist. Today I'm going to be telling you some resources we have available for IB students as you guys write your papers. So you go to the library's website by getting to destiny.pgcps.org. Then you have to select Parkdale High School. And then after you do that, you'll click here and I want to direct you to the library's website. On the library's website, I have two links that I really want you to focus on. Um, on the left-hand side, the first one is literacy and research. So click here, and this is where you get all the background information you need to start writing a paper. I decided to adapt the library to the standards that are used in colleges and universities today. So I'm following those standards and I made some tutorials that'll help you with your papers. So I have two presentations that you can go through, and the first one is called Itinerary to Information Literacy. I highly recommend that you go through this presentation, and there you'll find a lot of basic information that you'll need to do well on your papers. So the first thing you want to go to is go to the first slide is Prepare Your Brain for Learning. I really enjoyed this one course called Learning How to Learn. It's an MOOC, which is Massive Open Online Course, and you can take the class for free if you audit. And it tells you how to study, how to take notes, how to not procrastinate. It's a very useful class that I think everyone should take. Next, I talk about the most important thing another important thing is reading, knowing how to read, and we have a lot of resources available, and you can check on your reading skill, your reading level by going to Brain Fuse. The link is on the library's website. I'll be talking more about Brain Fuse. In writing, I have some tutorials about writing. One of them is called the Writing Navigator, and that's like a template for writing a paper. It's very helpful. You just take a look at it. It's not mandatory. And then here again, I mentioned the Writing Lab. There you can upload papers. You click on the Writing Lab and upload papers within 24 hours. A librarian or someone who works for Brain Fuse will read your paper and identify all the mistakes that you need to correct. So it's very helpful because you want to make sure you turn in good writing so that you get a better grade. So I highly recommend that for any of your papers, use the Brain Fuse Writing Lab, and it's free. I have fundamental skills that I think everyone should know before they start doing research, and some of them come from the public library, a service called Linda, and there you can take this course called Information Literacy, and it's very helpful. It tells you information about the information cycle, different types of books, periodicals, databases, and web resources, and it gives you information about how to identify your information needs, choosing search term, evaluating sources, and how to do citing. So it's a free course. All you need is your Prince George's County Public Library card number, and you can access that. I highly recommend that. And then next, I have a lot of quizzes that are in vocabulary. You can just create an account and make sure you understand the research process, how to do works cited, how to evaluate your sources, how to summarize your text, etc. This is very helpful, very easy tutorials. And the last link are other MOOCs that I think are really great. English for Media Literacy, I thought that was a really good course about making sense of the news. But I like that for all topics. It tells you how different disinformation is created and how people try to deceive you and how to identify fake news. So it's very good. And then this is the getting started with essay writing. So the next thing I want to talk about is the standards that are used in colleges and universities today. They're called ACRL Standards. And one of the first ones is talked about, the mentions rather, is authority is constructed and contextual. So you can click on these links and go through the tutorials and they'll tell you, how to verify whether or not the information that you have is from an authority. So let's say, for example, that I work in a bakery and I say, oh, I'm an expert at foot surgery, but I'm not a doctor, I'm not in a hospital, and I'm not a medical professional. So if you listen to what I'm saying in context, it can possibly be true. I can't be an authority if I work in a bakery and I'm telling you I know how to operate on your foot. So authority is constructed and contextual. So you have to think about who is telling you information, and whether or not you should believe it, and where they're telling you that information. So if I'm telling you I'm a best surgeon and I'm working in a bakery, so maybe you shouldn't believe me. So anyway, you can go through all of these sources, and it gives you information about how to evaluate the materials that you find. The second standard is information has value. So you need to know this because people try to manipulate others with information. So let's say I am a person, I work for a drug company and I make this drug, and then I write a research paper and say, oh, this drug is wonderful, even though it may not even had any clinical testing, but I'm writing about it because I want to deceive you, and I make money for the fake information. Let's say you go out and buy the drug that I mentioned because you saw it in a commercial or something, but it's based on faulty information. So that's why information has value, because people with information can cause other people to act or do things that could make you money. So information has value. So go through these videos, and they'll tell you how to inform your thinking. And if you think of companies like Google and Facebook, they're extremely valuable because the most important information that they have is our personal information, which they can sell to others. So we have to be careful with that. But anyway, information has value is the second concept. And the next one is research as inquiry. So with this, you have to think about your research question and start asking yourself questions so that you can fully understand your topic and understand all the associated subtopics that go along with this. So make sure you watch these two videos, and then you can, as I mentioned before, you can put in any university name and type in research as inquiry, and just about every place has tutorials and videos. So if these videos don't speak to you, you can find any place another video from any university or college, because everybody in college is following these same standards. So make sure you pay attention to that. So it's a researcher's, questioning process. And then searching as strategic exploration. So this is how you have to put in your search strategy. You know what your search strategy is, and you know how to use Boolean logic, and that's where you combine words together using the operator and, or, and not. So on any database, like on Google, you click on advanced, or the public library, you click on advanced. Just about every website has an advanced search feature. And with that advanced search feature, you can strategically look for information. So like if you're using Google, you click on advanced. Let's say your teacher asked you to create a PowerPoint presentation. You can look on Google for PowerPoint presentations that have already been created. So once you know how to do searching, you can really find any information that you're looking for. So these search videos will help you under how to do a search and be strategic in what you're doing when you're searching the internet. And scholarship as a conversation. So what this is about is that when you're doing research, most of the times you want more than one opinion on a topic. And they are calling that scholarship as conversation, because you want to find different experts who may have an opinion about the same topic but a different perspective on that same topic. And your paper, the IB paper, is actually scholarship as a conversation. So you have to find different viewpoints on your topic and find experts who have those different viewpoints, and then you're going to analyze the difference and similarities of what they are saying. So you be sure to watch these videos. So when you write an IB paper, you have to have at least two opinions. Like someone will say air pollution is not that bad, and another person would say air pollution is really terrible, and then the third person will say, well, it doesn't matter, or whatever. So that's going to be your conversation that you have on your paper. You're going to look at articles or research, and you're going to analyze the different viewpoints on your topic and determine by looking at the evidence about which perspective is most persuasive, and how you come to your own conclusion on whatever it is that you're working on for your paper. So all this information, if you know this well and you go to college, you're already going to be ready for the next level. So I hope that you go through these videos and tutorials, and you can just choose any university or public college. They all follow the same standards, and that's why I like using the college and university standards for research. So stay tuned for the next presentation. Thanks for watching.